You've worked hard for 35, maybe 40 years. You've lived within your means, raised a family, saved consistently, and now, at age 61, you've accumulated $2.1 million across your retirement accounts. By all accounts, you've done it right. Friends say you could retire tomorrow. The financial headlines suggest you've already beaten the odds. But here you are, still working, still wondering, why doesn't it feel like I can retire? Why do I still feel unsure, even with more than $2 million saved? I see this all the time, and it's not just with people who are behind. I see it with people who have exceeded their goals on paper, but still feel stuck. And it's not because they're doing anything wrong. It's because they haven't answered the real retirement question. Will this money, the money I've worked a lifetime to build, actually support the life I want for as long as I'll need it? And that question goes deeper than just portfolio value. It touches on income, taxes, and clarity of purpose, all of which become more important the closer you get to retirement. In this video, I'm going to walk you through why a healthy portfolio doesn't always equal a green light to retire, and what you can do to change that. Hi, I'm Scott Beasley, Certified Financial Planner at Gateway Financial Partners. I help individuals and couples create retirement strategies that are tax smart, investment savvy, and aligned with their values, so they can retire with clarity and live with confidence. If that sounds like the kind of calm, strategic guidance you've been looking for, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Today, we're talking about the disconnect between net worth and readiness. And I'll walk you through the 3 most common reasons someone with over $2 million might still feel hesitant to retire, along with practical steps to move forward with confidence. Let's dive in. Reason number 1, you have savings, but not a structured retirement paycheck. At 61, with $2.1 million saved, you've done what most people only hope to achieve. But here's the gap I see most often. You've saved the money, but you haven't yet built a retirement income stream. That means you don't know, with confidence, where your income is coming from month to month, year after year. So instead of feeling secure, you feel uncertain because you're starting at a large balance, but not a sustainable paycheck. This is the shift most people need to make. Retirement isn't about how much you have, it's about how well that money is structured to pay you reliably, predictably, and for decades. So ask yourself, have I created a drawdown strategy that tells me exactly which accounts to pull from and when? Have I stress tested my income for inflation, market drops, and long-term care costs? Can my portfolio support both basic expenses and the lifestyle I actually want? Too often, I meet people who have plenty of assets, but no clear strategy. And without that structure, retirement becomes a guessing game. What to do? Start by segmenting your assets by time horizon. Near-term income, years 1 to 5, cash, short-term bonds. Mid-term needs, years 6 to 15, dividend stocks, laddered bonds. Long-term growth, 15 plus years, equities and inflation-fighting assets. This helps you avoid pulling from growth assets during down markets and gives you stability during the years you'll rely most on your investments. A defined retirement income plan that turns $2.1 million into a coordinated, reliable monthly income, and that's where peace of mind begins. Reason number 2, you're not accounting for long-term taxes. Let's say most of your $2.1 million is in a traditional IRA or 401k. That means every dollar you withdraw will be taxed as ordinary income. Now, that might not seem like a big issue today, but fast forward a few years. At age 73, required minimum distributions, RMDs, kick in. Social Security and pension benefits stack on top of that. You might unintentionally trigger higher Medicare premiums. And if your spouse passes away first, you could be taxed as a single filer on the same income. The result, your tax bill could quietly increase as you age, even if your spending stays the same. This is known as the retirement tax trap, and it's one of the most overlooked threats to longevity in retirement planning. Without a plan, you could lose tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars to taxes over a 30-year retirement. What to do? Start planning now while you still have flexibility. Partial Roth conversions between retirement and age 73 can help you shift money into a tax-free bucket while staying in the lower tax bracket. Draw from taxable accounts early to reduce future RMDs. Use qualified charitable distributions, QCDs, if giving is part of your goals. They reduce taxable income while satisfying your RMD. Coordinate withdrawals and Social Security timing to smooth out your income year by year. Retirement isn't a single year tax problem, it's a multi-decade tax strategy. And the sooner you address it, the more flexibility you'll have later. Reason number 3, you haven't defined the life you're retiring to. This is often the emotional root of the hesitation. You're 61, you've saved well, but something still feels unsettled. And it's not because you can't afford to retire, it's because you haven't clearly defined what retirement actually looks like for you. That uncertainty can cause even the most financially prepared person to keep working out of habit or fear. Ask yourself, how do I want to spend my time in retirement? What does a great year or even a great week look like once I leave the workforce? Do I and my spouse or partner share the same vision? Am I retiring to something meaningful or simply leaving something behind? Some people picture travel, volunteering, grandkids, or hobbies. Others just want time to decompress, to reflect, to live life at a different pace. But until you define that clearly, your financial plan has no target to aim for. And that 2.1 million will never feel like enough because you haven't given it a purpose. What to do? Take time to create a vision plan, not just a financial plan. Think beyond spreadsheets. What values do you want your retirement to reflect? What experiences matter most in the first 10 years? What routines or goals will bring meaning to your days? When you connect your money to your why, you'll start to see the retirement picture come into focus, and confidence naturally follows. So, if you're 61 with $2.1 million saved, and you're still asking yourself, why can't I retire? Here's what I want you to take away. It's not because you haven't saved enough. It's because retirement is about more than just the size of your portfolio. You need 3 things working together. First, a reliable, well-structured income plan that replaces your paycheck, not just in your early 60s, but all the way into your 80s and 90s. Second, a long-term tax strategy that helps you keep more of what you saved, especially when RMDs, Social Security, and Medicare all begin to overlap. And third, a clear sense of purpose, so your financial strategy supports the life you actually want, not just the one you think you can afford. When all 3 pieces are in place, retirement stops feeling like a question mark and starts feeling like a well-earned next chapter. And that shift from uncertainty to clarity is exactly what a good retirement plan is designed to create. If you're nearing retirement and want to make sure your financial strategy supports your goals and values, let's connect. Click on the link in the description below to schedule a conversation. We'll walk through your income structure, your tax exposure, and your long-term lifestyle goals and create a plan that gives you both clarity and confidence. Because retirement isn't just about having enough, it's about knowing how to use what you've built to live fully and on purpose.